Hi, eighth grade. It's Miss Salvatore here, and I am going to throw up our objective. This is a short little video. Again, I told you 2 times a week I was going to throw some pictures up about what we were reading, ask you some questions, ask you to think about it, what you think that means, and for you to respond. Now, since we aren't in class together, it's very hard for you to give me an answer. So how you respond to that is going to look a lot different, but you can always record, you can always email one of your teachers some responses, what you're thinking, or you can just keep a journal and respond that way. So let me go ahead and share what our objective is for today. Okay, our language objective is we will be able to orally respond, ask questions, make inferences, and discuss the picture shown along with key facts around the time period. So you all have started a new novel, The Freedom Riders. It is at a very important time period, and the meaning and the history is very important. So you should be able to gather many important key facts about why this time period was so important, why it was important, and also how it relates to where we are today in history, okay? So that is our language objective, what you can do communicating, what you can do responding orally. Next, I would have you be able to write the same things, to be able to respond writing key facts about the picture, asking those questions, and making those inferences, and also being able to write down, jot down key facts around the time period. So let's just jump back into our quick, again, this could be a 5-minute warm-up, looking at the picture, how it relates to what you're reading. And again, since we already did one of these, I will just review with you what some of them mean. So let me just throw up the picture today. So this is the picture we are going to look at. A couple things that we want to review. So your observations are just what you see in the picture. Facts. We're not giving any sort of opinions, just what you see in the picture. I see a dog. I see police. Okay, what can you see with your eyes looking at the picture? The next, going over, if we're going clockwise, is the questions that you have. So when you look at this picture, what questions do you have? Okay. There is no right or wrong answer to this. Okay? Questions. Remember, a question has a question mark and it asks something. Someone needs to give an answer, or you would have to listen to your novel, do some research to find an answer to your question, or maybe it's just something that you are wondering. So your question section. Coming down here is the history. Okay? So at the top here, you'll see that the picture has to do with the civil rights movement, okay? You are reading a novel, The Freedom Riders, during an important time period that we reference as the civil rights movement. So what history and what facts can you write down or verbally state that have to do with the civil rights movement? What was the civil rights movement? What did it mean? What was happening? Tell me about the sit-ins. Tell me about what was happening with the Freedom Riders, right? What was that? So how does that all tie into the civil rights movement? And then the last one up here is your inferences. And inferences is when we look at the picture, we make our observations, we ask some of our questions, we think about the history and facts, what can we infer? So again, look at what's happening here. What can we infer? Look at all of the police officers, maybe look at what's happening here. What can you conclude? Putting all of the pieces together. So putting your history together, putting the inferences together, putting the questions together, and putting your observations together. What kind of inferences can you make? Okay, is it a riot? How do you know it's a riot? Is it violent? Why does it look violent? Is anyone stepping in to help? What are you concluding just from looking at the picture, making your observations, asking your questions, writing down or verbally stating key details, and then you're able to kind of make those inferences about what you think. This is where your opinions might also come into play with the inferences, okay? Because I might think this is happening because I know of the time period, I know what I'm seeing in the picture. So just something to put it all together. What do you see? Why do you think you see that? And how does it relate to the picture and the time in history? So I told you it was quick. Again, I will do this again during the week. Same things, we'll look at the observation of the pictures, just looking at the picture, asking ourselves questions, because as we, start to read novels and we start to talk about all of these things, it's important that you ask these questions, okay? And especially because we're not in school, it's still important for your teachers to hear all of those questions, okay? So we want to hear them. So how we hear them is up to you. If you want to type an email, start a journal, do a podcast, record your questions on notes, however you want to do it. But it's very important as a reader, as a young adult like yourselves, to really be asking questions to fully understand and participate in all of these conversations, because at the end of the day, all of your voices are very important and you all have something to bring to the table. So we want to hear what you're thinking. We want to hear what questions you have, and we definitely want to hear your opinions. Okay, so again, I will do another one of these conversation starters and the pictures later on in the week. And as always, if you need anything, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I will see you in class later this week.